Someone checked the mail today.
Mm-hmm. Is this the part where I get out of the Jeep momentarily?
Yes. Nothing for me, nothing that important other than some administrative stuff or who knows what.
Nothing of true importance. No Game Boy Advance stuff, so nothing of true importance.
Exactly. You know, they're starting to do like Game Boy Advance console things to play on your TV. Game Boy Advance clones that you hook up to your TV and play your cartridges.
Does that mean that you can play your Game Boy Advance games on a 55-inch 1080p TV?
Yes. Some of them are cheap Chinese things.
How many of them are actually quality things?
There's one that's basically a kit. You need to have your own Game Boy Advance already. It's the GBA Consolizer. Hooks it up to like an FPGA, the output and all, and then like lets you do HDMI over it. And you use, what is it? I think a GameCube controller for it. I can't remember what controller you use with it.
A fidget spinner with fireworks on them.
Yeah.
Dog, loyal to your skin, loyal to the planet.
Not really interested in that.
Yeah, Nate, you really nailed that scene. Well, getting up to be able to not supposed to know fidget spinners. Bluetooth enabled.
The Bluetooth enabled fidget spinner.
These bad boys.
I thought those things died. Now you can fidget spin without, like, needing to spin.
Oh my god! Many people for centuries have wondered how to get the most fidgets possible on the Fidgetly Bluetooth fidget spinner.
It had to be
No one's
him.
ever wondered that, but in this video, that is exactly what we're gonna do. It was an exciting adventure with tons of plot twist and twist. I'm not kidding. It was boring as fuck. This is stupid. Just don't watch it. Instead of watching it, just buy our merch. Buy our disappointment hoodie or our ODS hoodie.
Why'd you tell us to go ahead of you? We could have all just coming together, but we went ahead and then you. Oh, retardable drama.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Kevin, you get red or no?
Why is Kevin in the challenge?
You get blue.
Just because he's visiting.
So here's
They have visitors over. It's like we're recording. Deal with it.
We have 10 minutes each to get the most revs as possible. Starting now. No, revs go up as it spends. 161 right now. I will subtract that from my final score. I am going first.
It's revolutionary technology.
I didn't even mean to make it red big one. I'm sorry. Can't believe you had to make that joke. As it spends. 161 right now. I will subtract that from my final score. I am going first.
It's revolutionary technology.
I didn't even mean to make it red big one.
Revolutionary technology.
Yeah.
Oh! Revolution.
Revolution,
Can't
yeah.
believe you had to make that joke.
He got on like that golf cart thing. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
How's it going? How's it going, man? What's going on?
What are you doing?
I'm about to win.
What the fuck are you doing with a hammer? Why'd you get the hammer?
I saw it on my table, and I just pointed out that bad things happen when you have the hammer. So worse things happen when he has a hammer. Anyways, what goes faster than a car wheel?
A faster car wheel.
I am going to just attach my fidget spinner to my car
I'm
wheel.
like a fat ass spinner.
Still making that. Now, if you go in the star pattern, everybody knows that's the strongest kind of pattern. There's no way
Just for tape? Just like in taping or like in life?
in life.
Stars, shoot for the stars, they say.
Yeah. Well, in the police force, they say shoot for the blacks.
No, they don't say that at all.
They've said that. Yeah. 45-pound double-sided tape. You place the pageant. Secure. What are you doing? I can't securely place.
Yeah, no, I'm just hanging out. Are you, is this bugging you?
Yeah, it's kind of making it difficult to center this. Now you just push it. No, you have to hammer it in.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin. You know what's super fun? Spending 24 hours in here.
It was.
Hey, Kevin, do you have an open container in here?
Get rid of it. Damn it.
Don't give it to me!
I'll start my 10-minute timer now.
Go.
Going.
I ain't burn up precious time.
I know what I'm burning. I'm connected. Can I reach? You are? We're getting revs. You hear that? How many we got? 6 revs, dude. 6 fucking revs. Alright, we got 10 minutes.
Oh, sure, God.
Once we stop getting revs, tell me, because that probably means it fell off. We get any more revs? More revs.
This is gonna be a real comfortable 10 minutes, isn't it?
Try and hit it at 10 miles per hour. That might be most of it.
Really?
Don't tell him that.
I've had a few beers, so I know about just about the same.
Well, if that's optimal rev range, Tyler, I should probably be hitting it.
I don't believe you. I don't think that's a good idea.
How many revs we hitting?
750 for 7D, so there you
Isn't it good that I've hit twice that with my fingers? How many fidgets we at? What?
I think that last one loaded.
Nah, it's
This
still
is
there.
why he doesn't
I
have
got
any
it, man. It's
ass.
still there.
You're okay.
It's
Are
still
you
there.
okay,
It's still there. It's just the Bluetooth signal got weak.
Yeah, this is the Bluetooth signal.
Okay.
Look at that.
It's still on though. You still got like how many minutes has he got?
2 minutes? Let's go inside.
Wow, that's a 1500 spins per second, rotation 1312 RPM.
That's about half what we were getting on the car.
Yeah.
Oh, time's up.
Unless you have to subtract like
Okay, 2705. 162. 2. 1, 2. 2542. Your turn.
Okay, Joe, where's your fireworks?
100% foolproof fire extinguishing method. It's gonna last a lot less than 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be instant.
You're gonna get so many fidgets that it won't matter.
Yep, that's the plan. Just to win.
No.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
It's fine.
Rocket Man mentioned it. Do you think
No. No.
that
Yep,
first
that
guy
guy.
ever thought of
Prince. Yes, Prince.
thought of this when he made Rocket
The
Man?
best artist.
Sorry, Def Leppard. Do you think he ever thought of this when he made Rocket Man?
I'm sorry.
Let's say let that one.
Okay, so light it up.
Alright, just be ready to close this. We should probably put something heavy on it.
Alright, so this is a really fucking bad idea, right?
It was yours. Ah, when do I know? I think they disconnected, Tyler.
Are you sure about that?
That was the most anticlimactic thing I've
It
ever
really
seen.
was. They just kind of
How many spidgets you get though? That's the real thing.
155.
That's what you had to start with.
So
Let's see if she lived this one. So maybe with the other rocket. I don't see a fidget in there. There it is. It's a little charred. Hey, we're still getting fidgets, dude. We're good.
oh, okay. 2 rockets at a time.
Rip the 40-pound tape off, Tyler.
Take 2. Take, yeah.
We're good. I don't think we need the thing this time.
Huh.
Oh, those explode.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like, is it good?
I think it caught on fire, so...
Oh, I understand, yeah. Oh, wait, Had to go blue. I had to make sure that you were okay.
It wasn't on fire! Clearly!
You said it might be.
I just put it out. I was the hero in this situation. Make sure that goes to the papers, that I was the hero.
Well, your hair was, vibrant, and quite frankly, I think it was,
Are we still getting fidgets? That's all that matters.
That'd be a durable fucking spinner.
Still getting fidgets.
Holy shit, that's a high quality product.
Alright, how many did you get?
371.
Wow, that was really worth all that effort. Okay, so I'm beating you by about 2,200 fidgets.
Yeah.
Your turn, Kevin.
What do you have planned? It's the best.
What's going on? So, you're stuck fidgeting. Your number is all you got.
I'm really good at blow.
I tried to incorporate my favorite thing with my second favorite thing. That's getting fidgets and drinking beer. So I'm gonna pour beer over it and get my fidgets.
Are you gonna be doing this all yourself, or do you need a hand?
And it's possible.
So, yes? Yes. Or,
Every swing, dude. Did you guys see that weirdo? The knife?
Oh, yeah.
He was listening.
Alright, I'm at
91 fidgets.
91 fidgets.
Look at me, I'm Kevin. I like beer.
10 minutes of...
10 minutes of non-stop drinking. You want us to pour?
That's actually an understatement of what he normally does.
Yeah, you want to pour?
Under what he normally does.
You got
Tyler's a better pourer.
I can
Yeah, Tyler's really good.
Bounce and goggles. We go through the prop closet.
Perfect.
Say goggles.
Okay, so how fast do you want to go?
I want as many fidgets as possible.
Oh, maximum fidgets.
Maximum fidgets.
So,
Get them for it. Right there.
right there?
Uh-huh.
Right there, okay. 3, ready? 3, 2.
How many fidgets is that?
That was...
I think that was like 2.
Maybe...
What did you start at?
93.
So it was 2.
I'm doing good.
That's 2 fidgets,
More
one
than
beer
what I
down.
expected.
Okay, maybe a slower...
I lost my beer hurts. Did you get it?
I just swore they were safety goggles, Kevin. I'm sorry. I made a
I think they
mistake.
still work.
Okay, slow this time, or?
Probably a little slow.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Chug. You're at 153 RPM. You got like 130 reps.
Gotta get out of there. There you go. Alright, taking a break. Wait, turn around. I thought I just saw something. Holy shit.
I have a bug on my back?
Are you have the power of fidget? That's a fucking fidget tattoo spinner on his back.
Am I the fidget lord?
Were you drunk when you got it? Do you not remember?
I don't remember.
All the time, so yes, you're drunk.
Next one.
20 RPMs, Kevin. If you do this for a minute, you get 20 more reps.
120.
Alright, I'm out of here. You still good? I'm still getting to this commitment. I've never seen anyone so committed to fidget spinners.
No effort either. Just sitting here.
Oh, yeah.
Ripping her up.
Oh, yeah. 600.
Why am I helping?
Don't look at this. This is still
He's chugging hard.
I think it may be dead.
Well, you're at 850 something.
888.
You made it.
Oh, still going. It's still going. Quick. In the rice. Emergency rice packet. We didn't have any rice. We it was a close call. All right. We're connecting. Bring her back to me. We got it.
We didn't get it.
How?
Hear ye. Welcome to the fidget spinner.
What do you mean by how?
Fidget spinner.
Does he even have a job?
This is the end.
I don't know, but he does sell disappointment sweatshirts or t-shirts or, well...
Yes, does he make all his money off of, like, Patreon and merch then?
I don't know.
Because sure seems like it.
Why? Because it seems like he's got nothing better to do?
Yes.
Got 11.
What are we doing? Pouring beer on a Bluetooth-enabled fidget spinner that tells us how many revolutions it makes?
Seems legit.
Equals 9, 9, 8.
I went, look at it. You win.
I win.
You
I win, you two. You lose. Lose or die. I mean, lose. Die. Let's play again next time. Alright, yep, we're done here. Kevin, can I have my phone? Yeah, thank you. My phone back up. You're glad mine is making a mess, aren't you? Yeah, oh yeah. You're still in here? We're all going to bed. See you later. Help me. Help me.
What's going on, Halo fans? Luke the Notable here. In this video, we're going to be talking about the forgotten Halo game and why I believe it's Halo 4. Now, you may be sitting there at home thinking to yourself that you love Halo 4. It's your favorite Halo game, and you don't touch other people.
Cortana was so sexy in it.
What?
Halo 4! Cortana was so sexy in it! She was going rogue. You know how cute they look when they go rogue? Nice
7
sound.
starter weapons that were the best in the game.
Like a Coachella organizer, you should always save the best for last. Otherwise, everyone will leave after Travis Scott, and no one will stay around for Insane Clown Posse. Usually, the coolest and most powerful weaponry in games gets saved for later on, when the enemies are stronger and you need more stopping power. But occasionally, games will hand you a weapon right at the beginning that can go toe-to-toe with any other armament you happen to pick up later on.
Postal.
Here then are the starter weapons that were the best weapon in the game, but we're very minor spoilers for the following.
If I don't see Halo Combat Evolved, then I will be I'm severely disappointed. You see, I'm severely disappointed because the Magnum is the starter weapon in Halo.
Yeah?
And it can go toe-to-toe with just about everything, right?
Almost.
Exactly.
Man, engineering. We think we figured it out. Smith killed one. Listen, forget about shooting him in the body. You gotta cut off the limbs. Grab a cutter, anything like that. Cut him apart.
In an apocalypse scenario, everyone knows the polite thing to do before you pop your clogs is to scrawl a terrifying message on a wall for any survivors who happen to come along.
Yeah.
No way out, destroy the brain, that sort of thing. Bonus points if you write it in your own blood. Well, it's a regular points-a-palooza for a certain crew member aboard the USG Lara in Dead Space. The one who scrawled this A-plus piece of morbid hit work right at the start of the game. This top-tier bit of blood writing accompanies the very first weapon hero Isaac acquires in Dead Space, a weapon designed to do exactly what the author of that blood note suggested. Behold the 211V Plasma Cutter, manufactured by Schofield Tools. Like most of the weapons you find in Dead Space, the Plasma Cutter is actually a tool for mining space rocks, so we can only imagine the nightmare for Schofield Tools' PR team when Isaac finds it's actually much better suited to blowing off limbs and goes on a rampage of doing exactly that. Should have called it the 211V Limb Loosener. The business end of the plasma cutter can be rotated, letting you slice off alien limbs with surgical precision, and can be upgraded throughout the game, upping its strength in line with the increasingly savage monsters receiving its plasma punishment. Or you'll find plenty of flashier bits of kit for blasting scuttling necromorphs into chunks of low-gravity matter, none is as dependable as the humble plasma cutter. If humble is the right word to describe a gun capable of doing this to a limb.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Schofield Tools PR on the phone. Probably time to wrap this up.
Come on, head on.
Pop quiz, the zombie apocalypse has happened, you've got to leave town ASAP. What 3 things do you take with you? Answer: food, water, baseball bat, bag of nails. Oh wait,
Yeah.
things. Oh, well, we can do without water. Because anyone who's consumed any pop culture of the last several decades, or at least seen a billboard for The Walking Dead, will know a spiky baseball bat is the one armament guaranteed to strike fear into the undead masses. So it's not surprising that Dead Rising 2 treats this weapon with the reverence it deserves. The game, which sees hero Chuck trapped inside a casino resort overrun by zombies, is absolutely jam-packed with objects that you can grab on the fly to violently dispatch the hordes of brain munchers out to get you.
Yeah.
Trouble is, these improvised weapons break, and not all of them are as, effective as others. So the game wants you to combine your improvised weaponry to create new and exotic murder tools, but there's every chance you won't be doing that, seeing as the very first crafting recipe you're encouraged to try is basically perfect already.
Oh my goodness.
What?
RuneScape.
Yeah, mobile.
Where to begin with the advantages of the spiked bat? We can describe how Chuck swings it in such a wide arc that it's almost unrivaled at clearing a path through densely packed undead. Or how impressively durable it is compared to other weaponry in the game, so it doesn't leave you in the lurch by breaking unexpectedly. Or how easy it is to come by, with the very first maintenance room you stumble across always home to a fresh bat and nails, which is super convenient, unless you're a zombie. It may be the first combo weapon you come across, and it may be the most hilarious way to re-dead the undead. But the humble spiked bat is arguably the most reliable way of wasting Zeds you'll find anywhere. Plus, there are enough baseball idioms in the English language to fill a stadium, making this weapon the superior choice for pithy one-liners. Hey buddy, something we need to discuss right off the bat. You think that's a curveball? Well, here's my pitch. And to think you wanted to bring water and medicine.
Famous, they opted to put it on the box like it's the main character instead of Cloud, who has to face backwards. But then how's he ever going to get top billing when he's always pouting? Come on, Cloud, it's not the end of the world. At least not until they bring out part 2. In the original Final Fantasy, the Buster Sword is Cloud's starting weapon, and it very much behaves the way starting weapons normally do, in that after a few hours you'll find something stronger and swap to using that instead. The remake handles things a bit differently, however, likely because in the 23 years between the 2 versions, the Buster Sword has only become more iconic, thanks to appearances in enough spin-off prequels, movies, and free-to-play smartphone racing games to sink the Highwind airship. Forcing players to ditch this famous blade in the long-awaited remake could have resulted in fans storming the Square Enix headquarters in a bloodthirsty rage. And seeing as Square was already facing around 1,000 decisions that all had the potential to end in a bloodthirsty storming, the developers decided to take the easy way out and make the Buster Sword upgradable throughout the game.
That's the smell of cantaloupe.
That sour smell?
I don't know what it really is. It smells about like cantaloupe.
Now, the experience you get from fighting can be translated into points that you spend on upgrading a weapon's attributes by unlocking, I think, orbital moons in the solar system within the sword? Yeah, let's not look into this too hard in case it turns out there's a canonical explanation we have to learn. The upshot is that your weapons get stronger as you do, and while there are other swords you can find in the game, the differences between them end up being marginal. And while some swords favour, for instance, attack or magical power, only one of them makes your Cloud look like the Cloud on the box. So we expect most players chose, like us, to stick with the starting weapon, the sweet, sweet Buster Sword.
Sorry.
Especially if you've already got all its materia power-ups just the way you like them. Square Enix, if you expect me to reorganize these again, then I can tell you what to expect for your headquarters. Stormed.
By me. With a bloodthirst.
Verizon knows how to build unlimited right. Start with America's most awarded network. Give people more plans to mix and match at a price built for everyone. With $700 off our best phones when you switch.
Wait,
because everyone deserves
Yeah,
the
it
best.
is.
This is
I was
unlimited
going to
built
say
right.
that. I think you went a little far.
Yeah, I did.
Stressing out in a character creator is nothing new. So many tough choices. Will I be a mage or a rogue? Focus on intelligence or strength? Which of these many kinds of elves is the Legolas kind, and how do I avoid that one? And so on. Venerable Skyrim ancestor The Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall had an interesting workaround for this sort of indecision, letting you make your hero by answering a series of cryptic questions.
Although technically we could have gone out.
Behind the scenes, your answers to these curious inquiries would determine your skills and reputation levels, and sometimes let you start the game with one incredibly strong weapon. Luck into a question for which one of the answers is Ebony Dagger, and choose it, and you'll start the game with, you guessed it, an Ebony Dagger, which, now we come to think of it, maybe means this questionnaire wasn't so cryptic after all.
So you can actually
Ebony
start
Dagger
the game
deals
with an
terrific
ebony dagger.
damage, as
Yeah,
you'd
you
expect of
basically
a blade
choose it as
forged
to
of the
get your
black,
weapon
glassy
with.
substance said to be the crystallized blood of the gods themselves. Its stats outshine even daggers made of mithril and adamantium. To put that in perspective, this means it would easily slice through a Frodo or a Wolverine, or both if they stood back to back. Play Daggerfall for long enough and you might eventually find even stronger weaponry to replace the Ebony Dagger, but not before you've spent many hours slicing up foes with this reliable blade, all the while marveling that somehow you started the game with this beauty already in your inventory. Have some of this, assassin sent by Legolas. Now I'm king of the elves. The character I'm role-playing here is quite complex. I don't think we have time to get into it.
Back when role-playing games actually gave you room for roleplay.
Here's someone mentioned the Assassin's Creed series, and the first thing to enter your head will be the hidden blade. A bit like how it's
We're
entered the head of
getting
many
soda, right?
Templars. This low-profile murder gauntlet is one of the first pieces of equipment given to you in the game, and allows you to sneak up nice and close to your intended target, and... Yep, that. Altair makes good use of his hidden blade, assassinating Templar guards right next to each other without arousing suspicion, allowing him to infiltrate areas leaving nothing but a pile of bodies. This is unlike his sword, which if he tries to use on an unaware guard, always results in a fight, as apparently swinging a sword at someone from behind doesn't immediately kill them, and freaks out everyone nearby. Oh, calm down everyone, I didn't even kill him! Okay, now
Come on, I was only assaulting him with my sword, not killing him.
items, but you can only carry so many, and you need to keep your supplies constantly restocked. And your swords can be upgraded, but even fully leveled, none of these upgrades match the usefulness of your hidden blade, given to you right at the start, fully functional. You mean something?
Yeah.
Not only insta-kill unaware enemies, but also quickly take down those who are painfully aware of your presence, having watched you cut down all of their pals. Also, as fancy as your counterattacks may be in a sword fight, you can't take advantage of the higher ground. With the hidden blade, however, you can approach your target from any angle, even above them. Ah, didn't see that one coming, did you? No wonder the hidden blade is the go-to iconic weapon for the Assassin Brotherhood. Also, makes a good hole punch. Why pay more?
Military strategist Ron Perlman once said, "War never changes."
War never changes.
Strategist.
Just consider the sword bayonet, which entered widespread use on Earth in the 19th century owing to its deadly close quarters capabilities, and remains fundamentally unchanged on the distant planet Serra. In Gears of War, the humans of the Coalition of Ordered Governments battled the Locust Mutant Horde with something very similar, albeit with the sword part replaced with something a touch noisier. That flesh-ripping sound is the engine note of the Lancer Mark II assault rifle, which is the standard issue weapon of the Cog Army. And with good reason. It's effective at all ranges and boasts a generous magazine, though sensible troopers looking to conserve ammo.
Yes, sensible. You want to know what's worrying? That no cash back. Did you not see that?
Gonna be rather difficult to get the needed cash, isn't it?
Well, no, it's gonna be the change that's gonna be interesting. Because that means
that they have
no one's gonna have the change to do the cash and all. There have been people that have received receipts of like basically IOUs of like 86 cents because they're basically rounding up to the dollar when people pay in cash or whatever. I don't think they're gonna round down the dollar. No, we'll be just fine. Oh, boy.
Could always lean on its melee capabilities. Yes, everything about this just screams sensible. Being standard issue gear, the Lancer is the first weapon Marcus gets his paws on in the game, not counting the hammer burst in your possession for 2 minutes in the brief prologue when Marcus Phoenix is released from prison. But we don't count that because at that point you haven't been yelled at by a grumpy CO, and it's really not Gears of War until that's happened.
I expect you to give me 110%, Phoenix.
This being the very first gun in the game you spend any meaningful time with, you might expect the Lancer to get ditched after a mission or two, but you will still be relying on this lead-spitting linchpin all the way through the game. It may not summon a sky laser like the grandly named Hammer of Dawn, but as military strategist Ron Perlman would say, who needs sky lasers when your gun is a chainsaw?
Yeah.
At least we think it'd say that. His agent actually asked us to stop emailing.
Reliability is everything. So if your network's down, you're down. And that's why
Yeah.
you trust us, the most reliable network in America.
Thank you, Ad.
For interrupting my... Oh.
For most archaeologists heading into tombs, you'd imagine that the main pieces of equipment they'd want to take with them are a torch and one of those little brushes they use to dust skeletons. The two things on top of Lara Croft's kit list in Tomb Raider, however, are a gun and another gun.
Go figure.
Lara's dual-wielded pistols are as famous as her green vest and short shorts, and for good reason. See,
Yep.
while Lara can and does find other weapons on her journey that admittedly pack a punch, there are none which are quite so classic or as frequently useful as the two handguns she starts the game with. One reason is that because she can dual wield, she is always able to shoot at least one gun in the direction of an enemy, no matter what side of her they're standing. Lara is big into acrobatics in the first two series, and needs to be to avoid becoming dog food. And it's much easier to hit something with a gun in each hand, even when she's in the middle of a floor routine that would earn her a bronze gymnastics medal at the Olympics. And she can keep shooting throughout all her backflips and somersaults, thanks to the pistol's unlimited access to ammo.
Magic.
There are other dual-wielded weapons she can get her artifact-stealing mitts on, but the usefulness of all other weaponry completely depends on finding ammo. I mean, what's the use of a rocket launcher if your ammo is severely limited, besides finding out what the inside of a tiger looks like? Oh, orange and black stripes still. Cool. Lara's pistols have infinite ammo, meaning that she's never stuck in a situation where she has no bullet in the chamber and a bear bearing down on her.
The only problem is that she uses USB 45s.
Also useful when you've got a T-Rex T-Rexing down on you.
That wouldn't drop a bear very well.
Plus,
No,
with the
the
introduction
bear's
of
height is
adrenaline
probably
dodge
too
in the
thick as far as
Great
I
Anniversary,
know.
these babies could
You'd
enrage
need more,
enemies with their
something
infinite
more
ammo
along the lines of
before
a
easily
magnum
headshotting them.
round.
Well, that gives you pause for thought. Pause. Hey there, why aren't you laughing? You died.
So those are some of the starter weapons that were...
But yeah, I don't exactly see USB 45s or a 1911 dropping a bear like that.
Yeah. No.
Now, if you're talking like a 50AE, like, or a...
You mean something that would rip her hands off because of the kickback?
50AE is something you can shoot with one hand. It's just that it's not the most pleasant feeling to shoot with one hand.
Yeah, well...
No, if you wanted to break your wrist, to run on the chance of breaking your wrist, you're far more likely to get it with the 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. Because the 50AE, if memory serves me right, is about a 12.7 by 30 millimeter cartridge. 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum is 12.7 by 40.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of get the size difference there.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you can also get a fairly heavy round, being as for it, because like one of the most powerful rounds for the 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum is like a 700 grain bullet.
Yeah.
You know, just a small bullet.
Just a little small one.
And if you really want to make the recoil bad, well, make sure to get a snub nose. You can get those, by the way.
Yeah.
You can get them with like a 2-inch barrel. Although there's some people that claim that they can shoot a Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum all day with the snub nose and all that with one hand.
Uh-huh.
Although there's plenty of other people saying that you're shooting like a 150 grain bullet with a quarter of the load of the standard round.
Yeah.
Of course, those people that make those claims don't really like getting called out on that.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can shoot it, but bullet come out barrel and go boop.
It'll go a decent distance. It's just the ballistics are significantly shittier than before.
Well, yeah, of course.
But if you truly want to break your wrist, there are people that made it a handgun chamber for 50 BMG.
Yeah.
You know the measurements of 50 BMG, right?
What?
12.7 by 99. By the way, it's a handgun that you have to shoot, that you have to hold in a very specific way to not break your wrist. Yeah. There's a way to hold the thing without breaking your wrist, but
hold it just like this.
No, not like that. Not like that. Like this. If you hold it like that, you'll break your wrist, and the handgun will come slamming into your face.
You'll lose your wrist and your face.
If you hold it like that, the handgun will powderize your wrist and then break your nose.
It'll be worse.
Oh, and also knock out all of your teeth, but that's beside the point.
Your nose Your nose will be worse than the last time that old guy in that anime thought that lewd thought.
Okay, anyways, but you get the point. Basically, and then another thing to look at, she's dual wielding handguns chambered for 45 ACP. It's like, you can definitely do it. There's been people that have fired a double barrel. There's been a guy that's fired two double barrel 1911s. Which was, interestingly enough, a real thing.
They were stacked, weren't they? Or side by side?
Yeah, so basically, it looks like you took two 1911s and basically welded them together.
Wow.
Except more professionally done, so that you couldn't really tell. That they were welded together. But the point is that you basically had two 1911s stuck together.
Wow.
Yeah, and somebody basically dual wielded them. The main problem with dual wielding is that, well, you obviously lose your accuracy.
Yeah.
It's like, with the fact that Lara Croft can not only dual wield, but also do acrobatics while dual wielding them and firing. Not gonna lie, that's rather impressive. It's like being able to hit your targets with efficiently hit your targets whilst dual wielding is already impressive enough. Being able to do a backflip and putting one right between your opponent's eyes, well, three between their eyes, is even more impressive.
And somehow she's never been married or had a boyfriend.
Well, that just goes to show they were too scared. They felt like being in her mere presence made them less
less of a man.
They felt like less of a man because she was able to kick their ass. Yes, without even trying.
Yeah.
She's a better marksman than them.
Yeah, but how does that translate into other things?
Well, she's probably very flexible in bed.
Yeah.
Still, it's like... But it's like, how does she go about going through tombs? Well, she has this little backpack. She has shorts, a tank top. Yes, a tank top, and 245 ACP handguns.
Sounds
Why
legit.
does she need the handguns? Reasons.
Have you ever run into guys that wanted to assault young women? That's why.
Have you ever ran into a bunch of hungry wolves? In both the literal and figurative sense of the
in every possible meaning of the word.
You know, I actually read a manga where they actually made that, where one of the characters actually said that.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, girl takes shower, girl trips, and finds herself in another world. A guy who is a military leader shows up, although he's surprisingly young for a guy of his position.
Always.
You know, as typical of anime-y stuff. Sees her. Thinks, oh, hey, she wants to have sex.
Oh my goodness.
Because she is sitting on his bed in a bath towel after taking a shower.
Because that's the immediate thing when you think when a strange girl out of nowhere comes into your bed. You don't ask, how did she get here? You say, she clearly wants to have sex with me, so therefore I must engage. Sex mode.
it was pretty much, it's like, I'm not even going to question how you got inside the fort. I'm just gonna bang your brains out.
That's the stupid one. It's like, okay, you are what position? And you're not worried about someone coming in to assassinate you. Like, what's the perfect way to assassinate a commanding officer that most would probably fall for?
The same way that the Vietnamese killed a bunch of American soldiers. Prostitutes. Like, seriously. The prostitutes would act...
What is the Americans' one weakness? Their penis. Oh,
well, they've all got blue balls.
We cut them all, their penis off, right? No. Sex, you idiot.
No, we send in women, they have sex with them. But they don't actually have sex, they shoot them in the back. Anyways.
Or they give them the blade right in the backside.
Okay, anyways, so... Basically, he rips the towel off, she says, wait, no! And then he's like, shut up.
Oh my goodness.
And then they start, and she just kind of goes like, oh, well, whatever. She's like, well, he is a hot guy.
This is like a really bad porno.
Yes, I know.
Like, really?
She's like, wait a second.
Wait,
this ain't quite right.
Okay, fine.
The next morning, she promptly informs him of her circumstances, and he's like,
I'm from another world. Thank you for impregnating me.
Kind of. And he's like, oh shit.
Huh. Was that a bad thing for me to do? Yes.
He's like, it's like the next morning he pretty much goes like, okay, now you can go home. It's like, well, that's gonna be a problem.
Here's the problem, honey. Yeah, you thought sex first, questions later.
Well, the guy himself said the place is full of hungry wolves. And being as all the women left, you know, due to various circumstances, that means that the guys all have blue balls, himself included. So, what likely happened was, hot girl on bed, I have blue balls. Clearly, this is a complete eat win.
The gods have given me a sign, and you're my victim. Gosh.
But it's like, he's basically given her the, you know, rundown of the situation. And then he's like, don't leave this room. She's like, why? This place is full of hungry wolves. And she's like, I'm never leaving this room. Because if she walks out, every guy will go like,
Woman!
Ugh, penis need pleasure. Ugh, you jump penis?
Granted, she could probably make a lot of gold doing that.
Oh, definitely. But the problem is that they probably don't have, you know, protection. Oh, and also STDs.
Ugh.
You know, you know, dipping your wick in the same pot, per se.
Yeah, well...
Not something you'd really want to, you know, do.
I don't think many snakes go into the same hole at the same time. What? Eh? Oh, what's eh supposed to mean?
Anyways, so...
Anyways.
Oh, by the way, how's your, rapey guys getting their asses kicked and all going?
Oh, Not very good, no.
Not very many ideas.
No, I've got ideas, I just haven't written.
Put them on paper?
Yeah, put them to words. More fleshed out words.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Although, the part where Dad said it was bad that a rapist got raped by a gay rapist before he could rape a woman. It's like, that's bad. But it doesn't make it any less funny, okay?
Clearly, Dad will not approve of your story.
Just because it's wrong doesn't mean it's not funny, okay?
Yeah, if things that were wrong weren't, if there's never a thing that was wrong that
wasn't funny, then America's Funniest Home Videos would have never been a thing. Because there's so many wrong things in there, but yet everyone laughs at
And the Swastar would not be funny.
Oh gosh. What's a Swastar?
And besides that, Dad has also laughed at things that are wrong.
Yeah. What's a Swastar? Well, imagine taking a Star of David and putting a swastika in the middle of it.
What's a Swastar? Well, take the Star of David, put a swastika in it. Put a swastika in it.
Where'd that come from? Minecraft. Griefing.
Minecraft. Mein Kampf.
Minecraft. You know, it's really funny when you're on someone's Discord server, and they have a Minecraft server, and their channel for the Minecraft server is called Minecraft.
Now, Joseph.
Huh?
You know what you do?
What?
You go on to a Minecraft server, and then you put the entirety of Mein Kampf in it.
Do you know how many books that would take?
Is there a limit to pages? Simple. You make it Mein Kampf Part 1, Part 2.
Part 1. No. Yeah, maybe. Well, it would probably be better. You would probably, if you split it up by chapters, and then
you cover bookshelves in it.
As needs be, split the chapters into parts. That would be more cohesive. And then, yeah, maybe you could have like one chapter per bookshelf. What did you do? How long did this take you? Too long. Why? It was worth it.
Are you gonna make a Minecraft server and then just have like a library and half of it's filled with Mein Kampf?
The library of Minecraft.
It's a Minecraft library.
Only has one book in it. Have fun.
It's like, what's this section for? Oh, this section is for light novels. And what about this section? Mein Kampf. Isn't that one book? Yes, but we had to split it up by chapter.
Here is my comfy chair.
And that is my comfy chair.
Where
it is placed into Mein Kampf section so that you may be comfy whilst you read Mein Kampf.
They're looking all confused, like what?
Wait, couldn't you technically make a mod that gives you Mein Kampf?
Maybe.
That way you can just install a mod onto a server and then produce infinite Mein Kampfs.
God!
That way you can have a library filled with a variety of books. namely Mein Kampf.
This is one book, this is another book, and this is the same book.
These are all the same book.
Just ignore
That's mine.